Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy and this is our February Oh So Inspired Hop. And today I am going to be making this fun pink card inspired by at Cards and Coffee Time Tina with the supplies that I have. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. We do hope that you will hop along with our collaboration team for Oh So Inspired. Here's a picture of the team members, and I will have them linked down below in the description box, as well as a playlist link and also on the end card. Here's a picture of the inspiration card. Isn't it so pretty? So I was inspired by the birthday theme and the shaker card. So I've got my supplies together here, and I've got this little waffle cone flower or waffle cone embossing folder, and I have this birthday special day set from Pink and Main. So the folder is also from Pink and Main. This little, I've got some white alcohol marker friendly paper and a couple of pink papers. This is from scrapbook.com. I will link everything down below, and that's going to be my shaker bit. And then the paper here that you're looking at is from Love from Lizzie, and I love, love, love this paper, and I've been wanting to use it, and I finally found an excuse. It's going to be my background for my shaker, and then a piece of acetate. So I'll be doing much of my cutting off camera, and I have this second die because I needed an aperture here, and I didn't have anything, and so I just grabbed that die, and it happened to fit nicely. And I have cut out a piece of foam and paper and put them together, and then now I'm adding some more foam strips because I want my shaker to be a little bit higher than my foam. My fun foam kind of flattened out when I ran it through the die cutting machine. It's not fully flat, but it's flatter than I want it to be. So I'm just going to use these strips here, and these are from scrapbook.com. They're 2mm strips, and I'm just going to tape them all around. And if you pull the backer off, it'll curve much easier, but it also likes to stick to your fingers, so kind of got to struggle with that, but it's not too bad. I'm not mad. So I've got this piece ready, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it down to the backer piece and get them as even as possible. I don't need them to be perfect. Please don't make yourself perfect, because, yeah, there's only one thing perfect in this world, and it is definitely not me. So now I've got my little well for my shaker bits, and I need to cut the top. So, and I wanted to leave that out and show you how I did this, just in case you were wondering, because the scrapbook.com postage dies don't cut an aperture. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and I searched through my dies until I finally found something that fit pretty well. So I cut the first one out, and now I will just tape this one down where it's nice and even on all sides and cut out that aperture. I kind of like the shape that it came out, so yeah, try mix matching your dies. And that other little die, I have no clue where it came from. It's probably a Sizzix die. I don't know. And then I've got the acetate, so I'm going to go ahead and glue down the acetate. And we'll set that aside to dry. You could use tape too if you wanted to. And I do love these soft pink colors, and I love them combined with the darker pink. So I'll just lay that there and let it dry with something heavy on it. Now I've got my shaker bits. These are brand new from Trinity Stamps. They are, I'll list it down below. I forget already the name of them. But the color is Aurora. And it's kind of an iridescent. So they look blue, but it just depends on the light. So I'm going to pour a few of those in there. And then I'm going to pour some pink shaker pops inside. So yeah, I've gone rogue pink here today, and then I've got some kind of white shaker bits. Now I have my bits on. I can glue the front piece down, and I have a standalone shaker that you can put on anything. I really like doing standalone shakers because I like to have a well because my house is crooked. And like the shaker pops will just roll all over the place. So I like to have a container for them to be in. And that's why I like doing these kind of shakers. And then I've got my 4 by 5 1/4, the waffle cone sort of embossed pattern here because she had she had some rainbow polka dots, so I did want, a feature on that background piece and decided to go with this just to kind of give it that circusy, whimsical feel. I'm going to go ahead and place that down using my T-ruler as usual to kind of make sure that it's on there straight. And then I'm going to eyeball this one as I glue it down. And you can see that my sides aren't perfect, but I'm not mad. I'm perfectly good with it. It gives it a little bit more shadow and dimension. Yeah, that's the excuse I'll go with today. So I'll go ahead and put something heavy down on here and let that glue dry. And then meanwhile, I'll do my stamping and coloring. And friends, I will be speeding up my coloring big time, but I do want to show you how I picked my colors. So I'm stamping this first, and I stamped it in one color, and I didn't love the color. It didn't work for me. So I've grabbed Piggyback here. And with these stamp pads, sometimes it's hard to get enough ink on there. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I do sometimes when I'm struggling getting ink down. See, I can't get it to quite get down onto that stamp. So I'm going to take my little baby pouncer, and these are from Picket Fence Studios. And I'm just going to add ink and pounce it on, and you won't believe how much better that works. And I don't need it to be perfect because I'm doing sort of no line coloring. I mean, you're going to see some lines, but it's still kind of no line coloring. And so what I use is my Ohuhu hex chart, and then I grab whatever I'm trying to match and I pick out the colors. And so I pulled all these colors, and that's what I'm going to use to color my little candles. And again, this is all sped up. So while this sped up, we'll talk about the hop. So each month we are inspired by another creator, and we create a project that inspires us. It could be, a completely cased inspiration, or we could just be inspired by a bit or a piece. But each one of us has a different take on that person's design. So, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope that you enjoy our hop, and make sure you leave lots of love for everybody. I'm just adding some highlights, and then I added here a couple more colors to kind of make those candles stand out, and more pink because I've gone pink crazy. And I'm going to have these be the bottom there at my aperture, on the bottom of my aperture. And then I just need to go ahead and stamp out the stamp. And I did a little color swatching beforehand. I've cut most of that out because we want to keep these videos relatively short so that you can hop along and we don't take your whole day away from you. So I chose the Make-A-Wish from the stamp set. And then I ended up picking Victorian Velvet. And I know it seems like an oddball color, but I wanted to, again, stay kind of in the pink range without it being too bright. So a lot of the pinks on the card are more muted pinks. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out with the coordinating die, and will do that one on camera because I can use my little die cutting machine. I'm going to just trim this away from the excess there. And rub my tape off of my other die. Those candles could make a cool aperture too, come to think of it. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Well, never mind. Next time. Me and my experimental brain. All right, let's finish this card off. Now, I'm not going to add any more extra embellishment because I always feel like shakers are enough, shaker bits. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue around the edges here. I'm not going to put any glue on the acetate. I'm just going to put it around the edges and glue those candles down. So you could theoretically tuck a 20 under there if you wanted to, just for the heck of it. And then I'm going to glue my sentiment right down to my candles because I don't want to take away from my circus tents and my shakers. There we go. Just make sure that that's good and glued down. And then I'm going to have a picture after this. If you are inspired and you'd like to try it, we would love to see it. So down in the description box below, along with the everything you need to know about the Oh So Inspired Hop and a link to the original creator, we also have some hashtags there for you to use. So I'm adding just a little bit of kind of a yellow gold stickles onto my candles just to create a little bit more light and shine and sparkle. And there we go. There's the finished shaker card. I love a shaker. Anyways, if you are, what has inspired you, show us on social media using the following hashtags listed down below. And here's a couple still photos to end the video and brighten your day. I hope that you have a marvelous day. Thank you so much. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, consider subscribing. Take care. Bye-bye.